You're not.
No. Hello. Hello. Oh, okay. Never mind. Then you get this. So it has to come from hers, not.
Okay. Get me off the conference.
Okay, yeah, we're working on it.
Okay, there we go. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
I was pretty sure you had to be, one of us had to be.
So Granite County should be the host. You should be the host.
That's not how I've done it before. One of the commissioners. is
Because
on.
I'm the only one that has the laptop and it's always muted. So it
Can you
comes
hear me
from-
now, Jen? Okay, we're good.
You're good.
Yeah, thank you, Jen.
So good?
Yep.
Can you hear? Okay,
I don't think I did anything.
all right, so
I knew everybody couldn't be unmuted.
we have our sound fixed. We've done the Pledge of Allegiance. I am acting chair for Scott, he's away today. And our board minutes for August 30th, 2022. Chuck has made a motion to approve the board minutes and I have seconded it. Any public comment? No public comment, all in favor? Aye. Okay, Road did, correspondence.
Can't we have a little?
There was
We're not
an email from.
good. Yep. Sunshine. Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. Scott was texting me saying he was trying to get on Zoom, but it kicked him out. You seeing him to get on?
He's not on.
Might be his internet or cell coverage. Should I just have him call the 7022?
It was really working good when he was on, if he could get on Zoom. Is there's like 3 different numbers, right?
Yeah, maybe I can give him the other number. I've got it.
Okay, we've got any correspondence? We don't have any correspondence.
There was an email from Barb Cahill, and I thought I printed it out, but it's not in.
Oh, about the Granite Road,
For
Barbara Cahill.
Black Pine, yeah, but Black Pine Meadows subdivision merge. And she basically said that she didn't think that this PR had a right to go through the subdivision. And so basically, I'm not sure what her position is. I think she's actually with the homeowners association. And so I forwarded that email on to Cameron Razor so you can take a look at it. I told her that basically county's probably not getting any dispute between the Forest Service and them, but I forward on her email. I'll forward it to.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
you.
When did you do
So
that?
this person is just, she's just part of the Black Pine thing.
Yeah, she's on the homeowners. Do you want me to forward it to you?
So do they have validation that you can't run through it, or is they just feeling that?
I think it's back to that argument. It's a argument of prescriptive right if he's gonna be able to get through there.
Okay, then there's that email about the Granite Road.
Yes, you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And
There's
then I
also
had-
an email from Anna Locke, she's gonna have to resign from the UI task force because she moved forward.
Thought we already even had her removed because we knew she was going to school.
Well, she wrote.
Yeah, official letter.
Yes.
That's probably Scott right there. I gave him a different Zoom number.
Granite County Commissioner's Office. Hello,
The volume might be turned up.
That's turning it up.
Oh. I gave him a different Zoom number.
Okay. So correspondence was an email from Anna Locke. And she regrets to inform us that she will have to resign DUI task force as she is attending college out of state and no longer able to fill the obligation of the position. And thank you for this amazing opportunity.
I do think we'll need Amber, or we can talk to the schools. Do we want to tell them from the schools? So that could probably be the first thing. I can reach out to the superintendents and
Just
from the schools.
They don't.
And probably a motion accepting her resignation if we haven't already. I was thinking it was done already. Maybe not. Yeah. Might have been thinking of Dwayne
Can
already.
you do that with correspondence? Fair motion? To accept her resignation,
Yeah, I'll make that.
I'll second it. Any public comment? All in favor? Aye.
It's got the same thing saying that I'm in the waiting room, it says.
I don't see him.
He's in the waiting room.
Which I might wonder if he has the right meeting ID.
I screenshotted it and sent it to him.
So there's an email from Barbara Cahill. And she is stating that so the BPM recorded covenants, what is that what she's stating? So that's their covenants?
Yeah, except for that, I mean, that wouldn't cover it if there's
Yeah.
a prescriptive
Right.
right there. I know, I understand what he's saying, that he doesn't want to file a lawsuit. So you guys are taking that into
Yeah.
consideration. So, and that's it's on the agenda today too.
Okay, and so what she's stating. I don't know if this needs to be mentioned probably when we have his request for road maintenance.
Yeah. She wanted me to forward it on to Cameron Razor as well, I did, so.
So that would be his obligation to take it to court for a prescriptive easement.
And Mr. PR is, we sent it right at the PR or higher.
Higher.
Higher is, his attorneys meet with the Forest Service, so I think helping all thing.
So that one email from the gal about Granite Road.
Mark Hill.
No, from Granite Road.
Oh, I never
I
saw
can't
that.
remember her
I
name.
can't get into your commissioner's mail because Billy can't access it. So you guys,
Probably getting
And I had my
Josh to
note,
help
I
you.
forgot my note at home, so.
we'll let Billy handle that.
They're wanting some maintenance on it, or?
Yeah, they said there wasn't maintenance, hasn't been there for 20 years and. You know, it's getting dangerous, you know. I. Kind of agree with her. Last time I was up there, it was pretty bad shape. It was a couple of years ago. So we'll talk to them.
Yeah,
Was
there's
it-
a lot of people buy property up there.
Has the county ever maintained and plowed that road for courtesy at any time?
Yes,
They
they
did?
said it was like 20 years ago or 15 years ago or something like that. And hasn't been done since. That's what they said. I don't. We can talk about it with Paul. I think we're in public comment or.
The end, no?
Can't find it.
Unless his number ends in 541.
Yeah,
That's.
it's 240-3541. Scott, can you hear us?
Scott. For him to be heard, I think he has to. Scott has to unmute if we're going to hear Scott. He's muted.
Scott, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yay.
That just keeps kicking me out. I'm sorry. I can hear you.
Okay, great.
The fire getting put out?
Yeah, or I should be done today. I'll be coming home.
So we're in public comment now. Pass.
This would better be, okay, so. Through with court, well, we didn't get that one email from. What's her face, and I can't see it. About,
Granite Road.
did it come to you,
Yeah,
Blaine?
let me, okay, I
So
thought
I-
you had it printed there. I'll
Okay.
forward it to you. You're on your email.
I'm on my email.
Okay.
We can talk about that during the road, can't we?
Okay,
All right, just send it.
okay, I can't. So what day was it? Do you remember?
It was, she sent it
Okay.
Sunday, and then I responded back yesterday. And then
So there's
that's-
Barbara's. And Sunday would have been.
Fourth.
Slow. So anyway. Is there anything that we can do about that? Would we put it on the agenda? To maybe go up there and maintain it a little bit as a courtesy or what?
I think so. We gotta talk to Paul and he's not here.
So that would be something to
We
put
can
on the agenda.
On Paul's.
What do you think, Scott?
Well, I think, like you said, we better put it on the agenda and talk to him and see what's going on. If it happened 20 years ago, I mean, everybody's coming in on all these non-maintained roads like Chuck and I've talked. I mean, everybody wanting something, and it just depends on what we can do with what we got, because we're short guys, remember?
Okay, the one thing that if I may make a comment with the Granite Road, it is definitely a tourist site. It is highly traveled. I think it would probably be maybe in the best interest of Granite County to go in there and get it at least drivable. That's my opinion.
Can do it for you.
I agree, but there's so much work to do to it to get it back to shape, and then we'll have to turn around and head for Garnett, the next one. Because that's why we don't do the Garnett one, is the fact that it hasn't been maintained. You know, BLM was gonna do some, they never have. And then, yeah, it's, you know, and Garnett gets a pile of people too. It's just we've got to be careful and see what we can do
Okay.
if we have time.
Right, but when you have Garnett's highly traffic with tourism also, and with Granite County promoting tourism, I think that we have to make exceptions with roads that are highly driven.
Also, Garnett has a better route, alternate, or the main route is. a
Yeah.
Pretty good route. That's just the back way to get in there. Yeah. I think.
But it's promoted on Garnett, promoted on that map as that's one of the main ways too. It's up through China Grave and that. I'm just saying that I understand we need to do stuff, but we gotta look and see, because that to put gravel and do all that, that's gonna cost a pile of money.
Well, I don't think we can gravel it, but I think we could shape it up with the, get grader in there. And put a few ditches. When I was up there, it was getting washed out a couple of years ago. And it's gotta be
Okay.
worse now. I mean. So I think.
I understand what you're saying.
You can fix up, not do the whole thing, but, fix it up so that at least you can.
Okay, so Elena has a comment.
Get a new.
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you, Lena Gagliano, for the record. I'm lost. Where on the agenda are we?
I think we skipped,
So we're actually in correspondence,
Okay,
running a little overtime. We were talking about an email that came concerning road maintenance for the Granite Road. And so we're running a little late, but we were discussing that email that came in asking for maintenance for Granite.
okay, thank you. You might as well just put it on the agenda. If it's correspondence, you're gonna discuss it further. Put it on the agenda for a discussion. Thank you.
Elena, that's what we
I
were
think-
about to do, is get it on the agenda for next week with the road supervisor. And so that probably ends correspondence. Can we do that? So,
Yeah,
hey,
that was perfect.
okay. So we're into public comment on matters within the commissioner's jurisdiction. Is there any public comment?
I had a comment on DNRC out of Sealy Lake. It's based right there at Clearwater Junction. Was asking to land some helicopters in our lower airport in Drummond for a few days or 5 days maybe, due to help with the fires. I called Chuck. I tried calling you, Blanche, last night, and it just keeps, I don't know, we don't get very good phone service. Anyway, I just want to pass that on, that they wanted to use the airport.
Is that
I'm
something
fine.
that, you're
I'm-
fine with it? Is that something that we can?
Yeah.
During public comment,
Oh,
make sure, okay,
If it's an emergency. yeah.
emergency, okay, so Elena has a comment.
Thank
okay,
you.
sorry.
Again, Elena Gagliano for the record, and here's my comments. I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. Sorry, I sound like a broken record. But Zoom, they have Zoom tutorials online. You even can contact them and they'll train you how to conduct a Zoom meeting. Okay, it's not Sue's fault. It's not Billy's fault either, but there's a proper way of handling it. Regarding public comment, public is the public. It is not the commissioners. It is not any other person whose government, unless they're talking about something totally different that affects them personally. That's public comment. And let's see, maybe that'll be it. Oh, and again, you are public officials, you're elected public servants, and you should have your visual online so we know who's talking and when and who's there and who's not there. Thank you.
Thank you for your,
In
update,
regards to that, yeah,
Scott.
in regards to that, Blanche, the guy asked me if I'd put it on public comment so the people would know. That way, the people around the county and that know why they're landing there. That's why I put it on there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly okay.
Is there any other public comment?
Not for me.
Go ahead, Elena.
Okay, in answer to what Scott said, you treated it, if I heard you right, as an emergency and you made a decision or something. Okay, he didn't present it like it was a public comment. It was like something is happening. We're gonna have helicopters on Drummond or whatever. I wasn't clear on that. Okay, so I made my comment and that's it. If there is, and I don't understand why, well, if Mr. Adler, Commissioner Adler is volunteering, this is very well, all good. Putting the fires out, if that's what he's doing, that's very important. But he's an elected official. He has a meeting once a week, and that is it, once a week. And he should be here and have that responsibility of being here for the whole day. If he can't make it, coming in and out doesn't cut it. And that's my comment. I'm done.
Good, thank you.
Blaine.
The only thing I would say is if there's an emergency, where other time are you gonna have it on? I mean, the public comment time is it should be for public comment, but if there's emergencies come up, you gotta handle them. So I guess you could cut into another agenda item to do it, but when you have the time in public comment time, I would do it then. And you could do it you're making a point about you could do it by motion, but I believe all three of you were in agreement, right? So
So it doesn't have to be by motion?
well, are they, Scott, are they wanting like a contract signed, or is this kind of an informal, they'll be doing that for a day?
They don't want no contract. They were just getting permission, make sure, and then let the community know what was going on. They're just gonna land them there and base there for a few days.
There's no one using that airport that I'm aware of, are they? I mean,
So being the
No.
county attorney feels that this is, we can make this emergency situation possible during public comment, and all three commissioners agree to it, then I guess, Scott, if you have access to them, you can give them a call and say they can.
Okay, I will. Probably won't get a hold of him today, Blanche. He's out in the field. They left early this morning. But I'll pass it on. And then the only other thing I was just gonna say, we could let Ernie know he's the chairman.
yeah, I can, Scott.
Okay, thanks. Sorry I put it in a public comment. I just thought it was, yeah, just,
I got a comment, Dave Kessler here. That's a public airport. I don't believe we need to grant permission, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was more of a heads up, hey, we're doing this out of courtesy. I don't think this needs to go.
Well,
this-
it's being owned by the county, it should,
Okay.
PNRC should, but I guess we could look at like a mutual aid agreement in the future. That might.
And as far as the comment about you gotta be here in person and Zoom doesn't work, well, the judge or district judge thinks Zoom works for court. So why in the devil can't a county commissioner be sitting on Zoom? And if it's good enough for public comment over Zoom, why can't a commissioner be on Zoom? It doesn't make any sense to have that many triple, quadruple standards for people. If it works for one, it ought to work for everybody. I'm done.
Thank
Sorry.
you for your comment. We're not gonna debate this.
No.
So, let's move on to road and bridge weekly report. And Paul is not here.
Do you know where Paul is, Scott?
I do.
He said that he was up Ross's Fork. He said he told Blanche that. And I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just,
It
that's
is true.
secondhand. Okay,
He called me. And
okay.
said that he'd be working on the Robin Bauer Road project and would not be able to make it in for today's session.
Okay, correct. Because I told him he needs to call more than just one commissioner on stuff like that. So it don't look like it's just him and me. Because I got, you know,
Did he call you?
No, he didn't. And I had stuff to talk to him about. I got a call from somebody, I can't remember her name, I left my note at home. But on Hilltop Lane up at the lake, they're wanting us to do the maintenance. And I told this person that, well, it's a lane, I'm pretty sure it's private. And we can't be doing that, and she might be wanting to get on, I told her if she really wanted to, she can come on into the meeting and get on the agenda or whatever, but, yeah, so anyway,
Okay, so there won't be any discussion with Paul, so we'll go right into our 9:30 agenda item, which is a bid opening for parking lot barriers.
It's only one.
Stamp that.
I see there's one bid. I did put it out. It was in the newspaper and on montanabids.com. So
Okay.
we got the word out.
thank you.
Opening the bid is from Kessler Custom Shops. For $21,475.
That's all pipe, right?
You want me to explain?
Go ahead.
That's 5-inch schedule 40 pipe set on posts about 10 foot 6 inches apart. There's gonna be set about 3 feet in the ground, because there's a lot of slope and depending on the rock and the soil. There's a picture on the back of it of the weld joints, what they'll, kind of what they'll look like. So it'll be like a saddle joint. It'll be welded one continuous piece, post included. Cap, so
Cool.
nothing can get out.
Last the rest of our lifetime.
And then some. It's basically 5-inch well casing. So need a deposit up front. I wrote on the bottom how much to go get the pipe, and I pick up the pipe this weekend, Friday. And have it here, and then as soon as I get off that stinking dome, I'll start driving that in the ground. And there may be some extra fees. There's some trees growing up through it. I see through the existing guardrail. It'll have to come out to put the guardrail where that one is. And I'll try to build it so the pipe and everything is done before we take out the old stuff, so nobody just drives off the hill. We'll have to drag Janine's little building out of the way. It just plugged in like an RV plug-in, so it just unplug the power and drag it and then put it back. But there won't be much more than that, if there's any.
Can I make a comment, Blanche?
Sure.
When we drag that building out, maybe when we put it back, we'll brace it up or get it. It's leaned really bad there, and that one end's starting to leak water into it. So maybe we can get that leveled off a little better when we put it back.
You bet. And if we really want to get carried away, we can put a little slab for it to sit on too.
Not pretty.
Yeah, I just want to quit leaking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm open to whatever we need to do to change it or change it up or down or however. And if you don't want to go that much money, there's 2 3/8 drill stem. It's rusted and pitted, but it'd take about $5,000 off of that. And it's not as strong, it's not gonna look as good. The 5 inches, I'll paint it bright yellow, like highway paint yellow. So it'll be more visible and then people won't run into it. So that's kind of my optimum, but I'm open to modifications, however you guys see fit.
So we're gonna be able to push snow.
You'll be able to push snow through it, over it, whatever.
Yeah.
Hit it with the loader, you might dent it a little, but you're not gonna bust anything. So,
With this bid right here.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 0.2258, I think, so it's just over a 1/4 inch thick. Wall thickness, so you got about a 1/2 inch of steel essentially.
Hmm.
And it's heavy, so I'll have to be setting it with a skid steer. We'll have to move the county vehicles when we're setting it, welding it in. I'll come in and drive the posts with skid steer and a vibrate driver, and then set that, cut the saddle, set that on top of it, weld it all in, so it'll all be one piece. So to push it off the hill, you're gonna have to push the whole thing off the hill.
Hmm.
I don't think that's good.
Come, make sure we'll check there ain't no wires underneath there or anything. I don't know if there's any, start pounding down. I don't know if there's anything going.
Yeah, I'd have to call 811, get a
Yeah.
locate before we do anything. And that stops in front of the ambulance barn, and if we continue, it'd just be on a per foot basis, like out along the side of the hill. If we went out there, we could build that up a little, make a better parking pad for them. If we want to extend that, so there is an option, I'm wide open, whatever we want to do,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
That'll do what's there, that'll replace what's there.
Is there a motion?
So I'll make a motion to accept the bid.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay,
I'll second it, Blanche.
okay. Any public comment? All in favor?
Alright.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Good.
there you go.
If you could get a check today, is that possible?
You'll need to check today.
Till we can pick up the steel
Yeah,
Friday,
just go in and,
go over here and tell.
yeah.
Okay, how much was it again?
Hmm?
How much was it again? All right, I'll be back.
I think it was 10,000, wasn't it?
Oh, where's the dam?
Is this? Okay,
I don't know. Wait a minute.
Yes, you guys.
your dam report?
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it to you.
Do you need a home update?
What's that?
Do you need an update on the home while still?
Yeah,
Not at all.
real quick.
It's coming along, the flagpole's built, ready to put on. I've got to cut the flagpole off and build a little derrick system that I can lower it down without breaking anything. Taking a lot longer than we hoped, but I guess everybody's liking how it looks, so I'll be up there today, putting more copper on. It's coming along, but slowly.
Did you
I left it over there. I'll go get
bring
it.
it back in?
Did you find it?
No.
He brought it back.
No, the dam.
Oh,
I know, I saw you.
I know, I handed it right to her.
Here it is. Hiding. Found it.
Hey, are we in the dam now?
Okay, we've got 5 minutes before dam Chandler's report.
Yeah, I'll be on the roof if anybody needs.
Okay,
sit up here for lunch. Yeah. You want my seat? So you can.
I want your seat, yeah.
Oh, really?
No.
Go over to the Deer Lodge?
I did not.
It takes them so long to get here.
He shook everyone's hand. He shook, because you were gonna buy him a beer, and I go, he always think, he shook.
He's here.
They don't have much sense for sure.
Yeah, well, they'll get him going, but that number 10 running back to be good. Oh, it's small freshman, but he's very quick, so yeah.
What's his name, you know?
Lombardi, I think he,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Junior high, he killed us.
Did they beat you in junior high?
Trying to think if they ever played last year, the year before they did, yeah. It's because he was good, yeah,
Speed.
yeah. Have a portable goalpost stuff, so I don't know if they're gonna put a permanent one in or what.
What
To move it to the.
for the
arrow,
eight, man.
yeah,
Oh, something like that. They'd have to
yeah,
change.
yeah, but, well, yeah, yeah, change the field up there.
Huh.
Well, the Grizz and Bobcats both look good too.
Tim said Bobcats didn't look so good,
But their defense. No, yeah, sure.
but I see the Grizz found their quarterback.
Yeah.
He's the man.
That guy's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fast and to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay healthy, they'll be good.
Chew it up.
Yeah. Yeah. It was real hot before the game, it cooled off, or a little bit at least, right? Game time, so we'll breathe.
Who's better? I don't know.
Who you whispering to, Scott?
What's that? I'm just talking to myself.
Oh.
What is that?
Emergency equipment. Ask me to help sign.
Oh, yeah,
Has it.
thanks.
This right here, I'm gonna go to this.
You look at his evaluation. I didn't see anything.
Is this on decision for today?
Just sign.
So,
Okay, it is 9:45. Dam tenders report, Georgetown Lake outflows, review and decision.
Okay, it looks like we're at 15.46 below full pool. And I think we lost about 2 inches. I think it was like 13 something.
Yeah.
But, well, just above 13. So it'd be a little over 2 inches. One thing I can see to do is stay at 30 like we said we were gonna. So I'll make that motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
I agree with you. Yep, I second it. I agree with him.
Public comment?
Pat Verlenick, Drummond Irrigator. Well, I was just wanted, I didn't know if you were remaining at 30 or not. I mean, so I just wanted to see you stay at 30 because I thought that was where we were at. And you're gonna stay at 30 until the 15th, correct? Or
Till next week at 13, and then I'll go to 20,
for how long?
2 weeks.
And then back to 30 or?
We're just trying to make up for the deficit we had. We let out more.
So. And you made the agreement, and so now to go back, but it would be better as an irrigator if you waited another 2 weeks till 1st of October to cut it. And then these agreements that you get into are made, like 45 benefited us. And we appreciate, or I appreciate that, although now it is kind of a detriment to us.
Well, another rancher suggested we do it at the middle of September. And because other ranchers up here are probably gonna want an increase at the end in October, right before 15th. So they can recharge the fields or whatever. And anyway, so it was decided the middle of September to make up the deficit.
And then the other thing, I guess I don't understand where this deficit.
This is Elena. Everything is muted. We can't hear anything. Sue's mic is muted.
Yep, we're back.
Okay, thank you. Everything, we didn't hear any of what just happened for the last few seconds.
Okay, public
Thank
comment. Start over, quick, short.
So this is
Good
Pat
point.
Verlenick, Drummond Irrigator, and I just stated, I wanted to see the 30 CFS remain. I would have liked to see the outflows, at 20 in the middle of the month, continue at 30 until into October. And I'm against the deficit reading, although they tell me the Fish and Game, that was the only way they could agree to it was because the Fish and Game agreed to this deficit to make up the deficit. So, though, that was my comment.
Okay, may I make comment? Wasn't,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, you're chair.
No,
wasn't it the fact that you got more water than what was supposed to be coming out? And so you have to pay it back? Isn't that how it works?
well, we have to do 30, that's the first
And-
regulation law, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, so we increased it so they could get some more water to 45 and 40 or whatever. Anyway, we increased it, so yeah, so we have to do 30. 30 is a normal flow.
Okay.
That was established before the dam was even put in there, I think.
Okay,
And that's the normal flow of the creek, and they have the rights of that normal flow. And so we.
So the one comment on that, And the Fish and Game could have agreed that it didn't have to be paid. They could
Yeah.
have said, you know, you can take the extra and not pay it back, but that was.
Yeah.
It was contingent, them agreeing to the 45 was contingent upon it being paid back later. We had Pat Sappel and Brad Learman were in here a month ago.
So in the past, Blanche, there's been no talk of deficit because you left more water out doesn't mean. In the past, that there was ever a deficit or that you had to make it up. It was as is what it is. That there's no deficit, no bank account. And the 30 CFSs comes from the Shoe Decree, which is, I think, 1906 Blaine.
Yeah.
And that's the ruling they had in the court that it was 30 CFSs. Blaine and I again disagree on this. In the new Supreme Court one, they said you have to let out natural flow. You have no right to impound water. You have to let out natural flow, which could exceed 30 and could be below 30.
I think the paying back thing is probably because it's so dry. You know, in other years, back when they let out more, you know, it was like a big deal because a lot was coming in. That's just my opinion. I don't. But maybe that's.
Their push was to, well, Brad Learman keeps talking about, you know, 1 foot even, and I know that him and Jason Vitor discussed debated that because there's no 1 foot in the FERC decree. It's two feet. So, but that's that's Fish and Game's preference is a foot. But you're right, that in past years they haven't made that potentially contingent upon the granting more contingent upon it being paid back. I think this is the kind of a newer idea that they're bringing up.
So in the FERC agreement, let me ask this, there's a 2 foot level. If it falls below 2 feet, then do you have to cut it? Are you supposedly supposed to cut it back below the 30 CFSs?
The FERC decree is silent on that, and when the license first came out, the county asked them to clarify that, and they didn't. And so last year we got below 2 foot, and the county still let out 30 CFS. It's 30 CFS is higher on the priority than the 2 foot, in my opinion. That'll be it's potentially a issue of future dispute though.
But that's why we went down to 6 CFS during the winter.
Yeah.
To build that up, because I mean, we were hurt last year
Mhm.
and we could be this year.
It wasn't, well, what did it get down to last fall? Was it it wasn't much below 2.
It was just right below 2.
Yeah. But that was, twice, like after March there, you get much. Didn't it?
Any other public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Dropping it to, or keeping it at 30 until Tuesday, okay?
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 5 minutes until the line item or the agenda for request for road maintenance agreement. So on the one on the website still has Chuck's name as chair on it. I just noticed that. The copy of the agreement.
So I can sign it if you want.
Granite County Commission. Hello?
Hey, Blanche, yeah, she has, something that's got me muted. I was in favor, and then I was just asking if the Fish and Game was involved or on the phone. So once again, I didn't know.
No, they're
No.
not on.
Fishing, he's asking a fishing game.
No,
Okay. But yeah, if she can unmute me, then I can hear you really good, but
I have pushed ask to unmute, now he has to unmute.
Is it,
So you
Well-
have to, he has to, what does he have to do?
He has to do something on his end too.
You have to do something on yours too.
I push he passed. to him.
I did. I keep hitting that and it just says that I'm muted until I'm allowed into the whatever.
that might be your device, Scott, but
Yeah, I know. I said oh, okay. So what?
but,
So he has to unmute.
yeah, but he's pushing it on his device and it's not unmuting for some reason. Maybe you have to push and hold.
Are you trying, Scott? Are you
There,
doing-
now I can hear you.
Okay, goodbye.
You hear me? You hear me?
Yes. Hang up. Okay, you must have hung up. Can you hear it, Scott?
Yep.
Okay,
That comes through clear on the speaker. It's working. good.
uh-huh.
Turn him up.
Oh,
That setting could be changed where people are unmuted when they come in a meeting. Could consider using that, and then if people are making noise, say, hey, please mute. Please mute it. That might be one option. If there's 15, 20 people on, you probably want to come in muted,
Oh,
but just a thought, when there's
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 on, they
Yeah.
could change the setting for them where they come into the meeting and.
so you can unmute them and then they still have to raise their hand and not jump in and
Well,
they'd stay unmuted or
If
what?
they're unmuted when they come in the meeting, they could be talking, you can just tell them, yeah, make sure you just, before, if you want to speak, just raise
Scott's
your hand.
been unmuted the whole meeting. He somehow muted himself.
Oh, yeah, you're muting yourself, Scott.
I've got him unmuted.
I didn't touch nothing.
It's probably doing it automatic, I guess, and yeah,
I think after you stay on so long, it mutes you.
yeah. That's a Zoom setting, I think.
If I'd go to a meeting and learn how to run this, then I'd be so much better.
Okay, keep the comment to yourself.
I think that's a setting that Billy has on it, Scott. Yeah, I don't think it's, yeah,
Ian has
that's,
got a comment.
Don't see her.
Hi, no, I don't have a comment. I had my thumbs up to what Scott said. If he got trained, he'd know how to handle it.
There you go.
And if you want to talk, you raise your hand and then the,
We lost you, Elena.
Doggone it.
no, I was muted accidentally. I didn't touch anything. I was muted. And so, and I see how you appreciate that, Scott. God darn it, I was muted. But I don't have control of muting myself. There you go. And I've been on, I could be on all day long. It doesn't automatically drop.
just did.
I just put it on.
Okay, 10 o'clock. The next agenda item is hire
Yes.
Russ Tires request for road maintenance agreement with the county. Discussion and decision.
Okay, I'm gonna recommend that we sign this. However, I got a little caveat here I thought about. You're taking your daughter to school, right?
Yes.
The school bus route. Why is the county fund?
Do what?
Why isn't the county plowing Black Pine Road if it's a school bus route?
Yeah, they do up until, yeah, a point, but yeah, you're right. But it's an issue like Granite too. And people are moving in.
Is there any kids up there?
Yeah, I don't know that either.
Because I know they had to plow when we had the only kid out there on the East Fork for quite a few years, and that was plowed as a school bus route.
How much extra would it be for the county to do it? I mean, how many mile, or how many?
How many miles? is it?
It's
About a mile and a half,
That's
past
what I
cattle guard.
I don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, we're gonna have to start doing this. You know, I mean,
We don't plow Black Pine?
Up until, yeah, a mile and a half from where it hits Forest
So
Service.
we've been taking her last couple of years to school, back and forth to school.
So if you had a kid, we'd plow to your house? No.
It does have a daughter in school, that's what you're saying, yeah. That's a commission decision on where they plow to.
So you're
well, I'm
saying,
gonna make
yeah,
a motion to plow it to the extra mile and a half. I mean, it's only fair, you know, and I know they had to do it. They had to do it for us, and sometimes it wasn't back in the day. Talked to my wife about it, but I'm not gonna get into it, but it was plowed. And it was known as a school bus route. You know, we were the school bus.
What's the condition of that road, that mile and a half? Is it in pretty good?
Oh,
yes.
yes, excellent. Yeah, it's gravel.
Yeah,
Yeah, in excellent shape.
what's your? Prerogative, you made the motion, right?
And, yeah, so I'll make a motion. You hear this, Scott? What
Yep, I'm listening.
do you think?
so what does that mean? Then we wouldn't need this maintenance agreement?
Correct.
Right.
And then you'd still have to come in on Forest Service Road and we'd plow to the Forest Service Road.
Right.
I'm okay with that. Scott,
So you-
I'm against it.
okay,
Why?
why?
Well, I think that we're just opening up. I know we need a bunch of roads to be done and we're just opening up bigger and bigger and with the Forest Service and that.
But it's a school bus route.
Not all the way up though, right? Don't they turn around at the cattle guard?
No,
No.
because he's taking them in. That makes him the school bus. That's the way it was when I was out to Eastport. We had one child that was ours, and we had to bring him into school. And it was considered a school bus route.
Oh,
Yeah, the school would have to, or that, isn't the transportation committee meet, Scott, and then would
Yeah.
extend. There'd be no guarantee they would, but you're saying, yeah, you plow.
exactly.
Yeah,
I think they already did the
It's a whole lot.
process of,
Go ahead.
Say that again, Scott.
well, and I think they already did their settings of where they go and everything for this year.
yeah, they met already.
The school,
Can they
They could-
amend it?
Yeah, they could meet and amend it, but would they? I don't know if they would this year, but they could,
Well, still, common sense it is.
yeah.
So I'm gonna stick with my motion.
I'll
And
second
we
it.
can do it a whole lot
Yeah, I
easier.
agree
than he
with you.
can, and we've got a wing and we can wing it off the lower side. And so you don't have the problem with the snow berms. And it's a mile and a half. I mean, what's
A mile and a half.
it's gonna take an up and a down probably. You know,
How's that sound to you?
I would love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
what do you second?
I'll second it. Any public comment? No public comment, so one question. We would have to get a hold of the school to see if they would.
I would just notify the school that that's what you're doing, and then they can
Okay,
decide if they're gonna have a call a special meeting in that transportation committee or discuss it next year.
Well, I'm not saying that school bus has to run.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying,
Your motion is regardless of whether they go
Yeah.
all the way up.
Okay. All in favor?
I,
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Motion carried. There you go.
Thank you.
No need for an agreement.
Thank you very much.
As a side note, that agreement's been updated, so we could use that as the
Yeah.
model. The old agreement did say that, well, the roadway would be fully snow plowed, but now I put in both lanes, so it said at the time that. So I don't think that was a requirement then, I think you were doing it right.
Right. Yes.
So Black Pine is a county road.
Yeah.
So go up to the Forest Service and
Yes.
plow and back. It's a county road, maintain it all the way up.
Or
Well, all
snow
of that
plow,
goes
snow
on.
plow, yeah,
Huh?
in fact, goes past mine, doesn't it?
yeah,
The county road.
Yeah.
So we don't want to talk about that right now.
Okay,
We just want to.
just a mile and a half.
the mile and a half.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so
They'll be in minutes and, yeah.
Thank you.
School now.
Thank you very much.
thank you, Russ. Few minutes for the task order. 10:15.
In your packet,
What?
if that's in your packet, somebody has to sign it.
I looked at it online. I looked at it on the website. There isn't any changes, right?
Scott, this is Blaney on. Did you say 4 to 5 helicopters at the Drummond Airport? Trying to think of what is,
Scott is off now.
didn't he say 4 to 5 helicopters would be based there?
I don't think he said,
The number,
no.
a few, he said, yeah, okay.
We lost Scott.
So we read through this prep thing.
Yeah, it looks like the customary one we've done and it's been working out great so far, or the last few years. Well, we already did the contract with, Anaconda Deer
Yeah.
Lodge. What was that, a 3-year, or I think it was 3 years.
Yeah, it goes to.
220 effective. So is this an every year thing
Yeah,
that
every
we
year.
approve for the,
But our
Budget.
agreement with Anaconda Deer Lodge is 3 years, but it also says that, yeah, the funding dries up. Funding dries up.
so one comment or one question, Blaine, when with this request that maintaining Granite Road and Garnett and Black Pine, they wouldn't set precedents because they're highly trafficked roads. And
It-
is the road to Granite a county road?
Yeah. Well, it's not a legal precedent. I think what he's saying is you're opening up the floodgates. But I think one thing is your motion on the black pine, that extra 1.5 was just snow plowing, but it
Yeah.
sounds like it's in good shape. Yeah, basically what my understanding is, the thought was that he would get to some of these other roads that aren't maintained as they could. But yeah, but this one he had not able to, hasn't been able to get to Granite lately.
Yeah, we have half a crew and,
Yeah,
but
I hear you. Yeah, I didn't know that was, they just weren't plowing.
so that there hasn't been
They-
people, I don't think really living up there till recently, they've
up on
been
Black,
up there a few years.
Yeah.
yeah, he just started doing that
Yeah,
and and I was thinking about this week and
We want to, I agree, we want to meet the specs, go up 1.5 miles. How much more is that gonna,
yeah, that's you guys.
I don't think it sets precedence for,
It's not a legal precedent.
Yeah.
Because by the statute, you guys determine the degree of maintenance for every county road, so it's county commission discretion. People can come in and say the liability all they want, well, they're also on notice when it's a non-maintained road too. I mean, people. I think I like that statute because there's a million county or
Yeah.
miles of county, well, I
Yeah.
should say million,
Yeah.
a lot of miles of county road. You're not able to afford to do
Right.
all of it.
however, I agree with you on Granite.
on what?
On Granite, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's a tourist thing.
Yeah.
I mean, tourists are going up there all the time.
What do you think, Ms. Zapnoli? Things is going up to,
I think we just take our 4-wheel drive.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's rough.
yeah, it is rough.
My brother hiked up there this summer, walked around like crazy hike. 90-degree weather.
Oh. Hey,
It's a very good time.
Yeah, yeah. I think they were gonna thumb a ride back down.
What the elevation was. I think it's
Yeah.
about 2,500 feet.
Yeah, some of the roads are steep and. Like your old recliner gave up, huh?
I hated that thing.
Oh, did
I
it?
chopped it up. and
Oh, okay.
Getting rid of it.
Did you get a new one?
gave it up. Fell apart. Okay, we're at 10:15. Hi, Jim. And task order number 2022-2023. Jen,
Can you guys hear me okay?
yes.
Okay, so this is just the yearly task order that the DPHHS sends out to each county. I just forwarded on to you guys to review. If you guys approve, go ahead and sign it. And then I'll pick up a copy from Sue on Thursday when I'm in the courthouse, and I'll get it out to DPHHS in the state on Thursday afternoon.
Okay,
There's been no change. It's the same task. They sent also, I made sure that you guys had a copy of all of the requirements that I have to do for the whole year so you guys can see. There is a lot this year. I know that the federal government will be auditing each county within this next year. And we're good to go as far as I know. The state's pretty happy with Granite County, so.
okay,
That's good. That's all I'll move to sign, accept 2022, 2023 task order.
I'll second it. Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Jen.
Thanks,
Sue,
Jen.
I'll pick. Go ahead.
Oh, just saying thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you. Sue, I'll pick a copy of that up on Thursday with you.
Scott's gone.
Scott's gone. He's not on.
It's not on. No comment. 9/6/22. Missy Pooh.
That bid, they have it in there.
Goes right here.
Oh, it is. Thank you.
So next agenda item will be at 10:30. Well, should we? Want to go off? Seeing Scott isn't on it anyway. Yeah.
Hi, this is Elena. There's no sound. Can't hear anything.
There. How's that? You sure that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, what? The agenda item for the inspection of bonds in accordance with MCA 7-4-2213. We have one surety company from Western Surety Company for Kessler Custom Shop. And the amount is $1 million, and it looks been approved and okayed by the county attorney.
It's a
So-
valid bond.
Yeah, valid bond. We accept it,
I made the motion to accept the,
and I second it. Any public comment? Okay, no public comment, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So that looks like,
done till 1.
yeah. We will adjourn until 1 PM for budget hearings, and Chuck will be joining us through Zoom for our budget hearings. And then I will be here in the office. So see you at 1.
You want me here one, so.
Yeah,
So what, at 3, then budget adoption, so what are we doing right now?
so what happens is then, I think mainly my stuff is froggy because of, yeah. Where am I?
3 o'clock.
Yeah, so we adopted at 3,
You have to have the hearings for 2 hours.
and then at 2:30 we do the resolution, right?
The first reading.
First reading of the
Okay,
resolution.
and don't you adopt it after the second?
Well, it's basically you can just do everything at 3 if you wanted, and have the adoption could be then we'll do a resolution, got it here, and do the reading on that, so you can change the order. But either way, it's just the budget adoption is kind of yeah, it is a final deal, but it's final with the resolution.
So like
with the resolution.
the budget adoption, we adopt it. And then we'd have first reading of the resolution that resolutes it.
That puts it in writing, yeah, puts it in writing.
Well, I don't care, I just thought we'd
Yeah.
adopt it after the second.
No, it needs to be adopted and
Yeah.
then the
Well,
resolution,
It's the first reading, and there's no decision, because it's.
right?
Yeah, but the actual budget can be adopted.
Yeah. We're adopting the budget and then resoluting it.
I still don't
Get
get
it?
it, but I believe.
I know, it's okay.
Which really your any decision of the commission is a resolution, but to do a formal written one is also needed. So
There you go.
basically you're verifying what you already
Yes.
did
And you have to do it twice.
because of your public participation resolution said you
Yep.
put up have two readings. I guess we
It
could
is,
in
it is kind of confusing, isn't
in
it?
the future.
Okay, it's 1 o'clock and it is now budget hearings on the agenda, and what I'll do is right off the bat, read from the notice in the paper that in accordance with the laws of the state of Montana, the Board of County Commissioners of Granite County, Montana has completed the preliminary budget for the current fiscal year, and the same is on file for inspection in the office of the county clerk and recorder. The board has set Tuesday, August 30th from 1 PM to 3 PM. And then again on Tuesday, September 6th from 1 PM to 2:30 PM in their office in the courthouse for the purpose of conducting a public hearing on the budget, and shall be concluded and the budget approved and adopted on Tuesday, September 6th at 3 PM. Any taxpayer or resident may appear at the meeting and will be heard or for or against any part of the proposed budget. Okay, so any questions? Anybody has the budgets on the website in detail? And if they've been able to go in there and review it, if there's any questions on any particular fund or line item in that fund, please go ahead and online raise your hand and we will get to you and you may ask a question. Oh, and Chuck is in session on Zoom. Can you say hi, Chuck, so everybody can hear you?
I'm sure he is. So you got an iPad?
Yeah.
Okay. I am here.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Well. Uh-oh. Just a second. Okay, now. I was unmuted for some reason. Can we hear?
Hang on.
Can you hear me?
I
Chuck?
can hear you.
Okay, everything's good. We
Okay.
can hear you. So anyway, were you able to hear the opening and me reading the notice from the paper?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so stand by. Hearing in process. Mhm.
Oh, you got her hand up. Yeah.
Oh. Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Just a quick question. The notice that you read that was in the September 1st Phillipsburg Mail edition and not
Okay,
previous to that.
it was to go into the September. The 1st and the 8th. Oh, no, not the 1st, the 24th and the 1st.
And it was in the 24th.
The 25th and the 1st, and no, we already stated last week that the paper did not get it didn't get published in the paper, but we also found out from our county attorney that as long as it was on our agenda item, it was still published and people were able to know that the budget hearings were in process.
Right. Well, I'm aware of that, but I was just wanting to confirm when it went into the paper. And that was the first time on September 1st. It didn't go in prior to that.
It went into yeah.
Because I'm looking at the September 1st issue of the mail.
Yeah, and you knew that last week, Elena, because we mentioned that it didn't get in last week.
I know, but that was the September 1st issue. That's all I wanted to confirm. Thank you, Blanche.
You bet.
Oh, it's energy.
I was getting my dates confused. I was looking at March instead of September. Also, I want to mention that this notice is on the website, and when you click on the commissioners tab, it automatically pops up and gives the same notice that's in the paper. Did you get that email?
Thank you.
Hey, Blaine.
Hello, got up people in my office that, do you need, did you get talked about the, notice?
If you wanted to go ahead and relay what you already informed us for the general public, why you feel that we were
So-
okay, because we did miss it in the,
It's my understanding that it was not in 2 weeks ago in the paper, but it was in last week's
yes,
paper.
yes.
The, and that is unfortunate because, yeah, it was, Sarah told me she got it to them. The agenda notice in the newspaper has the link to the agenda. It was in the agenda. And the agenda talks about, that there was budget hearings, who to contact if they have questions, and that there would be public comment given. So I think, if it's maybe a technical error, but I think there's sufficient notice there. If people are not thinking that, then I guess the commission could look at extending that, but I think there's sufficient notice there given. People have comments today. Hope, yeah, is there any comments on the budget today already, or?
No,
Okay.
no. Well, Elena did ask about if it was, if the 1st of September was the first time it was in the paper.
That's accurate.
So
Yeah.
Sarah, as long as you're in here, when do you have to have the budget into the state?
It's 30 days, like by the, I think it's 30 days after when you get the
The certified
certified,
values?
yeah.
So you
So
got them,
we have Thursday is when we're supposed
Okay.
to get it in.
okay, so we'll adopt the budget today and first reading of the resolution, and you can still get your
Yeah,
budget
it has to
into
be
the state.
certified by the 8th, and then I get it in. Yeah, so we're.
All right, but, no, county acted in good faith.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, we had sent it to the paper on August 17th. And I received confirmation that it would be in the paper on the 25th. There was something that happened and they didn't get it into the paper. I contacted them about it. They explained what had happened and they get it in on the 1st. So
One of the things I'm glad the commission does is that you have that block with the website, with the link to the
Yep.
agenda, because the agenda is very, I think, very thorough and good. We talked about how people can give public comment and contact Billy with questions, and it did give the budget hearing notice.
Mhm.
So,
Mistakes, accidents.
Right. The county did what the county got it to the paper when
Yep.
in plenty of time. It's just something happened at that end.
Nope, I don't see anyone. Oh, Elena has a question. Go ahead, Elena.
Okay, thank you. Just for point of clarification. So then, the 30 days, the budget has to be into the state this coming Thursday, the 8th,
No, we need,
September.
oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay. Yeah, so it gets certified by the county by that 30 days, which is the Thursday. I think my report has to be the actual budget. We send it all off to the Department of Revenue, and then the budget, sending it to legal services has to be by October 1st. I think is the date on that one. But yeah, it has to be certified 30 days, and that's by the 8th.
And that's why the commissioners have to approve it today.
Correct.
I got you. So, okay, thank you.
You bet. So we actually adopt it today, and then the reading of the resolution and its first reading today.
and
And
then the
then-
resolution will hopefully pass next week.
Do you want to explain that to the public if you would like?
So
to?
the basically, my legal opinion is your decision today that you make is a resolution in the sense of the general sense of the definition of resolution, which will be sufficient for the state, but the written resolution is basically just verification of that decision, and so that we'll do 2 readings, have commission do 2 readings of that, and then it'll be finalized or adopted next week, hopefully. Next year, you potentially do the first reading of that resolution at the first budget hearing if you want to speed it up, but really that decision the commission makes today will be sufficient for what the state's purposes.
Yeah, for adopting it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still there, Chuck? Say hi.
Aye.
Hello.
Bonjour.
Is that good afternoon?
Good day.
How about bonjour? That's good day.
Yeah.
We,
I've
Oui.
forgotten my French I learned in high school, except for the words you taught us.
Little more enthusiasm on the we. Chuck.
One day we'll get to France.
Yeah,
It's stay out of Paris. It's too busy.
Yeah, here it is. Busy place. Huh?
Mhm. This will be some exciting YouTube.
Sarah, if we need you, we will holler at you.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
Need me,
Yeah.
holler too.
I will
All right,
holler.
thanks.
Okay,
All right.
thanks, Blaine.
That's-
This. My sister keeps photoshopping her cat's face on the beads.
Who's that? Who's adorable? Why do you have to do this?
Okay, can you hear me? Because I can't hear anybody.
What?
Can you hear?
How's that?
Can you
Okay,
hear?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Thank you, Sue. I'm looking at the resolution. And I think I brought this up last week. I don't see the exhibit A. And I think if I'm right, that says on
Oh,
on page 1, whereas Montana law requires board to set and adopt a formal budget for the fiscal year, and the said board desires to approve and adopt the Granite County fiscal year, yada, yada, attached as exhibit A. And that's still not up.
right, and because we don't have the budget put together yet, because it's getting adopted today, and then I'll put the budget papers all together. So,
So this is the first reading of the resolution, and the second reading, I would imagine will have the exhibit A attached.
well, wouldn't it be the big, so I can, yeah, the
Is
thing
that
that I
on,
have to
is
send
that
to
on the last year's resolution?
I'll go take a look at it,
Okay.
I don't. But that's what I'm assuming that
Yeah.
is, would be the budget report? Would that-
Yeah.
Yeah. We just don't have it.
Because if I may, that's the whole thing, it's the budget, right? It seems like this thing deals a lot with salaries and stuff, which is fine. But as far as the budget is concerned, the different departments and everybody, that should be a two reading and discussion, I would think, but you're gonna have it on next week and it's a done deal. You already approved it. So if we see it and have any questions on that, how much money the different departments are gonna get, it doesn't matter because you're approving it today, right?
Well, we're finalizing the public hearings. Do you have any questions on any particular fund? Then now's the time to ask that question.
But if you have the second reading next Tuesday, that's a second reading for public comment, isn't it?
The second reading is when the resolution is signed and public comments? Is it?
I don't
on-
know, you said public comment, today we're closing public comment. You see, I don't understand that.
So
The
today-
point, I'm sorry, the point I'm trying to make is, had this started a little earlier, I think there would have been time going through the budget process, and even if there was a mistake on the paper's part, it could have been corrected. It seems like now there was no 2 readings in the newspaper. It wasn't there in time for the public to know that there's going to be 2 dates that you guys are going to read the budget for public comment. You're already going to approve it today. It's going to be after the fact. It's not going to be a second meeting on the agenda, public meeting on the agenda. And that's the whole point of two meetings and readings and discussion.
It doesn't say actually we have decided to. The old rules regulations would be, it has to be. Did you cite the What's
13, it
the,
should be in there, 13.
code? What's the? Oh, it could be right here. So let's see, final budget adopted. Okay, the governing body, and this is 7-6 we're following 46. The governing body shall fix the tax levy for each taxing jurisdiction, county or municipality. This is during the hearing process. We're during the hearing process. Before we had the hearings, we went through the budget each fund step by step by step. And we did it right here and we did it on Zoom.
And
And if there was any corrections that were to be made, we made the corrections. Then that brought forward, Sarah corrected what needed to be corrected or what we decided was gonna be taken away or given to. And the budgets were made public. So they've been sitting in Sarah's office for anyone to come and see. And so now what we're doing is waiting for anyone who came in or was on Zoom looking for that to ask their questions.
so,
You had plenty of opportunity to look at those budgets because they've been on the website
eh,
with her work papers
yeah,
before we ever went through them step by step by step here in the commissioner's office.
yeah. And what I think I'm hearing you say like, is just because we didn't get that first notice in the 20th, even though we had sent it to the paper, it didn't make it in. I think what Blaine was kind of saying is that it's on the agenda and that the website has the agenda and it was noticed on the agenda that it was that, it's really unfortunate that the paper didn't get it in there on that, and that it didn't get into the legal. I hear, yeah, but I think what Blaine was kind of saying is that it was on the agenda and noticed that it would be done on that day, on the 20, whatever it was.
Okay,
Wow.
this is Elena. I guess that was Sarah speaking.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, that would be Sarah.
Okay, no, that's okay. It's not your fault. I understand that. And you did everything correct. Okay, you did it all correct.
Right.
So
Yeah, we think so too,
why
Lee.
was it, wait a minute, for people that aren't able to go to the website, because there's a lot that aren't, where was it posted? Okay, was it posted in other locations? That's another
No.
question. Okay, there you go.
It was
So it
available in the
isn't-
clerk and recorder's office as stated.
And
If they wanted to come up and look at it, they could. If they weren't able to come up and look at it, then that's not our problem.
Now, when you were discussing it, okay, who knew that it was on the counter in the clerk and recorders? Okay, it was on the agenda, but it should have, when it didn't get into the published newspaper because of the newspaper's mistake, there should have been also posted in different locations. So people who went to another location would see, oh, they got the budget ready. That's the only point I'm making, okay?
Good point, Elena. Thank you.
Thank you.
so and then,
The one thing I want to say is, Elena, you know that there was a mistake made, so you're writing that mistake. It wasn't due to Granite County, it was due to the paper. And so you're writing that mistake saying that we should have done more, we didn't do enough, and we did what we could. So this is all I'm gonna say about this, because we did our job. It's been made public and aware that the budget has always been sitting in the clerk and recorder's office for anyone that's interested to come and review and look at. Anybody that's interested knows that. Or they would call the clerk and recorder and state, hey, I'm confused here. I need to see the budget, and it would be explained to them. So we've done this time and time and time and time, and excuse me for my impatience, but it seems like we keep repeating ourselves to you and you keep saying, well, you're not doing it right, you're not doing it right. Well, we're trying to do what's right, and by law, we are.
So Blanche, I went and I looked at the resolutions and I went back to even like 2016, and that's always in there, the attached to exhibit A. And so I guess maybe that just shouldn't ever be in there, because we're never going to have the budget
Attached
to the at that time ever. Would we? I mean, I don't.
No,
it
because
doesn't
it's
get
never ready yet. We
Right.
adopt it, and then
yeah,
the hard copy is prepared.
right.
The hard copy is never prepared
So
before we adopt it.
Yeah, if if that's what this is actually talking about, that report. If it's not, then if it's talking about like what we put up, the preliminary stuff, but this is all talking about what is actually adopted. Is that accurate? So we probably don't want that in the resolution.
So would you buzz Blaine and see if he can come down for a second?
Pigeon?
He probably just heard you anyway.
Oh, does he have this on maybe?
I think so. I think
Oh, he
that's
probably
what
just
he
heard
does.
me.
Yeah.
Blaine.
So I'm wondering, I just skirt my eyes right over that. I don't even, and that's because I guess seen it. And that's probably something that shouldn't be in there. Maybe he's on that phone. Anyway, yeah, so if that little blurb is in, I'll be right back. I'm gonna
Okay,
take these
all
back
right,
before I lose
okay.
them. And maybe I'll have Reed's thing.
So it says like on 7-6-4034. After determining the final budget, which that's what we're going to do now, is we're going to adopt the final budget. The governing body shall determine the property tax levy needed for each fund by adding the total amount of appropriations and authorized expenditures for the budget year, adding an additional amount subject blah, 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 reserve, subtracting capital, blah, blah. This is just the formula for the budget. And so we're adopting the budget, then we set the levies.
Like that? Right over there.
Because now.
However, you might go there and say, those mean roads were there, right.
No, I'm gonna talk about that 20 no's and Brooks.
They already know. We all roll with them like.
Oh, my.
Do you want me to go see if Layton can?
Hmm?
Do you want me to go see if Layton can come down?
Could you not get a hold of him?
I don't know. I
So
don't
I'm
see him.
just,
Oh, maybe Sue's.
So we're in the hearing process for the preliminary budget.
Correct. Right.
And this is normally what they would do is it would be posted and there would be days during the week that it would be open for the public, for a
Correct.
commissioner. And it was decided that we do last Tuesday hearings and
Correct.
this Tuesday hearing.
Correct. Yeah. In the past, it's been like on the commission has come in, I think like even last year, you came in on a different day other than the regular. However, you know, you usually do, the commission is usually in session in the mornings and just did it in the afternoons for the budget hearings.
Okay, so we need to adopt the budget and then we set the levies. So when do you have to have everything so that the levies can be set? Are we gonna do that?
So the only thing that we'll be missing, so Reed is supposed to be emailing me the town stuff. He's just said he,
So
I haven't seen it.
we can't set the
Set the
levies
levy
without
until
them.
we get the drum
Right.
in.
So,
Right, and they expect to get it to me, this, I just found this out, they expect to get it to me on Thursday. Not today.
okay, so when is the last day that the levies can be set?
It's supposed to be Thursday, the 8th of September, right? Because that's the later than, had we gotten the valuations later than when we did, then we could have, like that one year where they changed everything and all of a sudden we had till the middle of September. But they didn't change anything. We got it all on the 1st, so it's the later of 30 days or the second Thursday after the first Monday or something, like whatever it says in there.
So we have to know if,
The first Thursday after the first Monday, I guess is what it is. It must be
the first Thursday after the
first
first
Monday.
Monday.
So that's how it was determined. That it
So
was the
the
8th.
first Thursday after the first Monday.
Yeah,
So what if
or
the
30
first-
days,
what-
whichever is later,
The first Monday's a holiday. You have to count that.
right? So in this case, it's the first Thursday after the first Tuesday.
Because in that situation, you have to get. So that's why we kind of need Blaine. You have to, if we have Thursday where the levies have to be set, we need Drummond's and
Yes.
Drummond lighting by Thursday.
Thursday, and that is what Robin, their new clerk, said they are shooting for Thursday to have it
Well-
to it, and they have to have it on Thursday. Yes, they know they have to have it Thursday,
What part of you don't shoot for something?
right? Yeah. They will have it on Thursday for us.
Okay, so here we go. How are you supposed to set levies if you're not in session?
Right.
Okay, when you found out that the paper goofed
Yes,
and then we got it on the website,
yes.
there wasn't any other media possibility that you could have put this
No,
notice.
unless, yeah, and, yeah,
So, I guess maybe it was felt that you should have taken those notices and posted them all
Oh.
over town.
right, or maybe taking it to taking it to the post office maybe and put it where the agenda thing is, because people go in there, yeah. Hmm. But I did not,
No,
so,
you're bad, girl.
so,
And the reason I'm saying this, Elena, is because of the fact that everything was done without thinking about taking that notice and posting it all over town.
it didn't occur to me,
It didn't occur to anybody. We got it on the website and we got it.
yeah, and thank you for that suggestion, that would have been a good thing to do at
Right,
the
yeah.
onset, and I think that in future, any notice that I'm gonna put in the paper, maybe
Goes on
when
the
I'm
website,
sending,
yeah.
maybe when I'm sending it to the paper, we should send it right to the website at the same time, just so that it gets, so in case something like this happens, it's somewhere, yeah. Do you want me to go see if Blaine can?
Hmm?
Do you want me to go? Did you get a hold of
You
Blaine?
want me to page him? That's all we wanted to know how to do it.
Oh, I can run up there. I'll go. I didn't see him on the phone, but he might be.
Tell me someone on the cell.
So, Chuck,
Oh,
we have a little bit of a hiccup here. Because the town of Drummond is not gonna have their certified levy or their mills in until the 8th, which is the last day that we can set the levies. So the levies cannot be set today.
So what do we do?
Well, I'm kind of waiting for Blaine and see what he says. Unless we have to have a special session, I mean, I can come in and then you can maybe come in on your iPad on Thursday to get this done if we, because it has to be done Thursday. But we have to make a decision.
Well, let's wait and talk to Blaine.
Yeah,
That's what we need to know.
Hello?
we have Blaine.
hi Blaine.
How's it
So
going?
8, we're in budget hearings right now.
Okay,
And levies have to be set by the 8th.
and so you're waiting on some final levy numbers.
We're
from-
waiting for Drummond
Okay,
and for the town of Phillips.
Phillipsburg. Okay, yeah, Phillipsburg's doing theirs tonight, is that
They
correct?
actually have it, he just hasn't sent it to me.
Okay,
I talked with him and he's gonna email them to me
so
shortly.
way I would encourage your motion to be when you adopt the budget is to say, approve the budget subject to the receiving those from town of Drummond and Phillipsburg.
So we according to that, we adopt the budget. And then we set the levies. So it's just. And is the resolution, does that set the levies?
Just attaches the budget.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so that would be that one sheet, right?
The,
The one worksheet that we use?
yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it should be, it's in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd just be attached, the resolution. But, yeah, I'd go ahead and do your motion today and say, yeah, subject to receiving those from the,
Okay, so that's your sheet. Your sheet that you send out to, that would be attached to this.
Oh, okay, the levy.
Yeah, those
Okay.
are the levies, those are the actually
Okay,
levies.
yeah,
that
and
we-
we're never gonna have, well, I guess I could have that sort of,
They could have it, but it's not set until,
right,
So-
and we don't have those other three numbers anyway. I think I put that up with the budgets. Maybe
online.
not, maybe not on the second bunch. I probably did it on the first, but not on the second bunch.
so do we have? Where? The.
Didn't we just have it? Didn't you just have it?
This is my space.
Mm-hmm.
Are we looking for the levy?
Oh.
Oh,
that was
No,
that?
the sheet,
Yeah, the sheet that had.
the
I
sheet
thought
that
you-
has each fund with how many
Right.
meals you're gonna
I
use.
thought we had that in here. Maybe I.
Okay, so on this,
Because I've seen it in here. Okay, I'll go see if I moved it into the other room. Oops.
but I think you're fine. I think, the motion then at 3 PM would be approve the budget subject to the receiving the town, Phillipsburg and kind of Drummond's, which will be included.
yeah, so this right here is what is given to the Department of Revenue and to Vicky, and then Sarah keeps a copy. So this right here is the actual levies that we set,
Yeah,
and that would go behind the resolution.
correct,
Okay,
attached to it.
Okay, so this is
That
Sarah.
is, that.
if you wanted, Elena, would you like Sarah to email that to you?
Is she?
Is that sheet online?
I think that I had the original one, but I don't think I set it up with the second one that I did one with everything cleaned up after you guys have looked at it the first time. So, and so what you're saying, Blaine, is that they can set the levy contingent
Subject to, yeah.
and subject to, we'll be getting the other numbers
Yeah.
later, and then that's
Question,
okay. So they can do it today.
Yes.
She has never had them.
Oh,
Okay.
she's not there anymore.
No, she's there. She hasn't raised her hand.
Anyway, there's kind of debate here, little crossfire between Elena and myself,
So,
which happens. She felt that we didn't do enough to correct the mistake that was made by the paper. So she felt that, I guess, we should have taken the notice and published it all over town. Because of the fact that it wasn't in the paper.
I mean, you could have done that, but people have had, I think there's been sufficient notice. So I guess we'll have to agree to disagree on that. Yeah, but yeah.
Well,
The best with what, yeah, circumstances were.
my feeling is that the people who are interested know and will find out exactly when. And the notice is published, it's just explaining that the hearings, and you, like you said, the hearings were on the agenda, that we're gonna have
On the
hearings.
agenda.
Okay,
The agenda
so-
was, the link to the agenda was in the paper. I would encourage you to put that attachment online. if you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. So when we adopt the budget, levies will be set after receiving the mills from the towns,
Yeah. So that's why I think your motion would be subject to
Okay.
receiving those.
subject to,
Receiving those on
'Cause-
Thursday, or whenever you receive this.
I mean, they get the same information that we get, and they know that you have to have it. It's gotta be there. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
statute. Let's try due diligence here.
My assumption is that they were just doing this on their regular meeting, but they may want to consider us, when it's this tight to do a special.
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah,
It's a thought.
yeah. Well, yeah.
All right.
Okay, I think,
All right.
um. I can't. Elena, did you have any other questions?
Okay, for the record, thank you for doing this, but if you go back and listen to the recording, if I hadn't asked these questions, it would have never been brought up that Drummond and Phillipsburg didn't submit their levies yet. Do I have a confirmation on that? So I did bring up the question, and that kind of opened up a whole can of worms.
No, you're, Elena, I'm sorry to say that, I don't agree with that because we have our preliminary levy set right here, and we had already visited with Sarah before and saying that they have to get it in by Thursday. So that's when she made the call. This wasn't anything to do with whether or not proper notice was put out. This.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, I was saying also, that was another point I made. But the point I'm bringing out was questioning, where is the attachment? Where is the exhibit that's supposed to be there? And then I believe I heard Blaine said that stipulation or subjected to, you agree to this with the levies coming in on Thursday. So there are there's changes being made here because yes, it should have been posted throughout the county, which by the way, you do have a resolution. I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but it says the different locations for public notice in the newspaper itself, where you do your weekly Granite County Commission agendas. It's in there. About the different places. So it's there. There's no coordination. There's no consistency. And I brought this up. I asked last week why the attachment wasn't on. And I don't remember what the answer was then. But it's like, I don't know, 2 steps back, 1 step forward. And I think Blaine did make, again, on the stipulation or subjected to the levies being received, hopefully by Thursday. That's my point. Okay, thank you.
The only thing I would bring up on that is hopefully the town of Drummond and the town of Phillipsburg have noticed theirs as well. So I hope they've done that, but the county doesn't have any control over what they've done.
You just need to push them a little bit.
So
Sarah needs to be meaner. Thank you for your comment, Elena. I mean, that's what the public hearing is about. We're going through the steps for local budget, the budget calendar, so.
I was just saying, if we could put that new attachment
Yeah,
on the website.
onto the
too,
web.
that'd be good.
Okay.
But it was on their the original one was on their
I
last
think the
week.
original, I'd have to look at the first one that had all of the notes and the handwritten stuff on it. I'd have to look at that. I think that it was on that one, but I didn't put, when I reworked things, I don't think that I put that on there. And I'll make sure that there's a copy of that
with the resolution,
Yes.
because we've just never had a copy of that with the resolution. We've just always kept the
Right.
original or copy
Yeah,
on
and
the
you can
board,
maybe
so-
go back and throw those
Yeah, I
copies,
could
attach them.
attach them to
Yeah,
the resolution.
because
And
we have
then,
them all.
I mean, me going back, a lot of times I look back at things to see what is this exactly what I need to go with everything. I'll look back at past years and can, especially stuff I do once a year.
Sounds good.
So if I do that, then that will be.
So, and we have a lot more ideas now because of the paper's mistake.
Mm-hmm,
And I mean, always learn by our mistakes.
right.
The, sounds good. I think,
So I think your suggestion probably next year, however we have the hearings,
do the first
start with
reading,
the, yeah,
first reading on the first budget
Yeah.
hearing.
Yeah.
That'd work. Then you have the actual resolution then, but.
Yeah.
What you're doing this time is fine too. It's acceptable to the state.
And probably, yeah, as soon as I get the valuations, we'll know. I mean, if it's at the very beginning of the month, then we know that it's gonna be the first Thursday after the first Monday, and we can get that stuff set rather than hurry and try
Yeah.
to figure out what to do. So I'll put that on my calendar.
yeah, this
to-
little guy's handy dandy.
Yeah, so I'll put that on my calendar, just
Little
that,
tool,
just, note to self, as soon as we get
note to
the.
self, yeah,
As soon as we get the valuation, start planning on when we're gonna do the public meetings.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Are you on video today?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
everyone can see it.
you wanna go watch me?
All right, any more, call me down if you need more.
Okay,
Okay,
Thanks,
thanks,
Blaine.
Blaine.
Yeah.
so if you wanna go on, I'll wait to you if I need you.
That's all good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all.
So 7.
So when we were putting that stuff up on the website, and Becky's able to put, so we can't get stuff onto the commissioners, or, there, it'd be, I guess we should talk to Eric about a spot where we can put things up. Because, I mean, we had to do things quick, we couldn't get a hold of people.
Yeah.
And what happened is, so we put it on the clerk and recorder's page in our documents and let those who wanted to look at, we'd let them know where it was so that they could find it a little easier than trying to go all over. But what Becky found is that we were putting more stuff on there because it was bumping stuff off the other end, things that we want to keep.
Oh,
on there.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
not
like
good.
on the old website, we had it, we could go pick and choose things and where. So I mean, there must be another place we could have him set up another place that we could put things.
Well, that's like, my feelings for the agendas. I think I want the agendas ever more, and we could with the old website. We could get every agenda because Mike had them like,
Right.
so with me, it was a great index because I'd go to the agenda
Yeah.
and then I could go to the
So we
minutes.
don't have it on there, do they just,
They have,
are all of the agenda? or
no,
do they
they're all,
bump-
they're mixed up. They're-
Oh, it's just that they're mixed,
Yeah,
but they
so what
are,
happened is they got bumped off. And
Oh,
now
you
we
mean
only
like-
have
you
2
mean like
years.
Years ago,
right,
years ago.
yeah. So it's kind of a good index for, if you have kind of a. And things just, yeah, I think that they fall off the other end or something.
So where am I? See all. So when it goes see all, when I see all the agendas, I click on it
Uh-huh,
and it takes me right back to,
Yeah, it doesn't bring up past like a year ago, does it? It doesn't bring up a year ago.
Uh-uh. It's just like So they're gone,
Mhm.
That's something that
and they used to be there.
Eric will have to figure out.
Yeah, you click on see all agendas and it goes
Getting a new
in,
name in a .gov. because
they're
we can
gone,
get a free
they're not.
one.
So they get bumped off or what?
So, and so did all of the agendas and all of that stuff that was in Mike's side of the computer, is that all still accessible?
I think
Or is-
so,
I hope
should
so.
be.
Right, so it's just, we have an issue with the commissioners. Email, I think. You can get into it, but I don't think that it's
Well, I can't
there
even
anymore.
get into the last agenda. I can get into, when it says see all, there used to be a report that would come up.
Come up,
And with the dates on it, you click on
right, it just takes you to another
Yeah.
spot where they
Yeah,
all
where they
were and
all
you
were,
could-
but now I can't get there. To look for another
What
agenda.
if you go down to archives and do the archives?
I think the archives is just the commissioners.
The
minutes.
archives takes you right, yeah, takes
the
you right
minutes.
into the minutes is all that is. Yeah, what happened to them? Okay, now like with commissioners' documents, it shows, it brings them all up. Brings up the little
For-
box with
With millions of
With-
them
yeah.
from,
tons of documents that are
Yeah,
still
click
sitting there.
see all, nothing happens. It just goes out to the main page again.
Yeah. Something's wrong there.
Well, let's check the minutes.
Okay, approved minutes. Come here, Mousy. I can't find my little,
That's going back quite a ways. But only.
yeah,
Only till May of 2021.
and then is there a see all thing at the bottom of that one too? No,
there's meeting minutes, see all, approved minutes, see all, meeting agendas, and there's nothing. It takes you right back to the,
I would have thought that anything that was on the old website in a form of posting on the website would have transitioned over to the new one, wouldn't it? If they would have. Did we not, I don't know. Hope Lane's got her hand up.
go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. I know this isn't part of the agenda, but you brought up a good point about the website. And that's a major problem, and it's been a problem. When you go and look, you're having a hard time. Could you imagine how the public has a hard time trying to find stuff? And I brought this up before. It's horrible the way that the website is. It can use a lot of reconstruction, but that's part of the problem that we're having. It's a major problem, Blanche, and now you can see it by actually looking and trying to find something on it. And the website is terrible. And anyway, I hope you can review it and have something done, because I can understand what Sarah is going through, what the planning board goes through. And so I said my piece. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. I mean, what I'm saying is things are disappeared that were on there.
right. Yeah, and they shouldn't disappear.
The commissioners, so something's goofy. Have you gone to lunch yet? Are you
No.
gonna go to lunch? Why don't you go ahead and go to lunch?
I got some redemptions to put in.
What? I think you need to go have some.
Other than
I don't think, I
candy.
think any questions here.
Right, and if there's-
we've got this we've
Yep,
gone through
I-
this together.
Yep,
So,
oh yeah, anything with the
I
budget. you
think I can answer any
Oh,
question.
absolutely. Yeah. And, yep, all right. Okay,
Okay,
see ya.
thank you
Uh-huh.
for all you do.
Yeah.
How you doing, Chuck?
Are you answering? I didn't hear you, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Okay, then answer when you're asked.
What's that? You're doing good too.
Still alive out there.
45 more minutes.
Yep, 45 more minutes, Chuck.
I know I'm counting them down.
Okay. Got something on my shirt. Maybe I was scratched by that stupid cat. Probably was. Write a to-do list, things to do when paper doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
So chat. I'm having Sarah call local government to find out about this, setting these levies. Because signatures have to be signed. And the levies have to be set on Thursday. So we could make a motion to make sure, I don't know, I guess we'll wait and hear from what Sarah finds out. Get a hold of Blaine and see if we can be a few days late on setting these levies, what would happen? Because there's this has to be signed by the Board of Commissioners, the setting the levies.
On Thursday, has to be on Thursday.
Well, Thursday's the last day that you can set the levies and not be late.
Gee.
And you can't say you're gonna set them if you don't have signatures. Because this right here, see, is our levy set thing.
Hmm.
And all 3 signatures have to be on it. So Sarah's gonna call and see if we can be, if it's gonna be, because we're waiting for the towns to get their tax mill set in. We can't really set levies without having all the funds and districts mills in before we can set them. Does that make sense to you?
Hmm.
Yeah, it does.
So you think we might have to meet on Thursday then?
We have to have them set by
Thursday, if we're gonna be on time and set and sent to the Department of Revenue. And if not, we're late. And if we're late, are we going to be fined for being a few days late and then just go ahead and sign them on Tuesday when we're in session? This is
Yeah,
the
well-
reason why the public hearings, we can't just decide one Tuesday and then the next Tuesday we'll finish it off. We need to set these hearings up so that at the very end of the hearings, we can sign and adopt and set levies.
Well, isn't it too late to notify a meeting on Thursday?
Okay, so this is Sarah. I spoke with the local government services and it's just kind of a technicality, for them. I mean, what they're concerned about is that the budget gets adopted,
Okay,
by then. However, so what she said about the levy set, since we have to have it to the Department of Revenue on Monday, that I really need to give them a call and find out what the ramifications of it not being set until Tuesday would be. So I wanted to come and tell you
Okay.
that before I made the
Okay.
phone call, because I know you're,
okay,
so I will call
okay. What do you have to call?
the Department of Revenue. Do I call Myrna or do I get somebody higher? I guess because it's Myrna that we're supposed to
Yeah.
have it to on Monday. But should I
Go
call?
grab Vicky and have her maybe give Myrna a call and say, what if we're a couple days later, is it gonna be?
Right, if we can get it to,
If
I
we
mean,
can
it
get
would
it,
just be
because we-
Tuesday, it would just be one day, it would just
Because
be,
we're waiting for the towns and the towns are gonna be late.
I'll see it.
Okay, so it is 2:30. Setting the levy problem aside. We can, first reading for resolution 2022-10. Fiscal year budget, including salaries of all Granite County elected officials and deputies and the cost of living increase for county employees, first reading. Is there any discussion?
I read it once, so I'm gonna read it again.
Okay. So what we did find out is that our levy sheet needs to be attached. And it wasn't attached, so we'll make sure that the levy sheet is attached to next week's when we have the second reading. So is there any discussion? Is there any? It means this is just, is there any public comment on the resolution? No. I mean, Brad. Okay. So there's no public comment on the first reading? So what, as resolution is, as is now with the first reading, knowing that we will attach the levy sheet to next week's second reading for adopting resolution 2022-10. Setting Granite County's 2022-2023 fiscal year budget. With that, we will wait until 3 and adopt the budget.
This is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. Oh. Still Sarah. Oh, wow. We're gonna set Tuesday's fine.
Okay. So I guess put on the agenda to sign the levy sheet to set levies according with law. We can do it on Tuesday and get them to
We're not on Tuesday. She's,
Tuesday. Okay,
yes.
okay, so we're
Heads
good.
up, that was,
We're good. And tell those towns. Oops, sorry.
yes.
Did we?
I'm expecting Phillipsburg at
Okay.
any moment, and Drummond will have a month or so. So, alrighty, okay,
So I
I'll,
guess next year we'll do a little bit more,
yeah,
you.
I'll have my little
Yeah.
notes, I'll put big,
Yeah.
I'll put a big
And just,
note on it.
you have to be, you can't be Pollyanna all the time, my dear.
Right, and I just need to, I mean, I think that that's a really good plan to, cause I'm more concerned with, ooh, I got
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got the
yeah.
stuff, I can start working on the budgets, yay. And along with that, talk with you guys immediately.
Yeah.
When do you wanna do your
Yes.
things at the end of the month, cause this is when it's gonna be done. So.
So this will be
That's
our
good.
little index, our little follow sheet that
Mhm.
will make sure every step is done.
Yep.
And so we're on step 8.
Alrighty, so
There's
yeah.
11 steps, so.
No,
Okay.
that'll all be good, and we'll have
All right,
all the
good,
numbers
we're
in
good.
there, and Myrna's okay, and.
Yeah.
We will do much better next year. I will
Yes.
do much better next year. Okay.
So Chuck, it's okay to put it on the agenda for Tuesday to sign the levy sheet and set levies.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay,
Elena's got her hand up.
got 25 minutes until we adopt the budget. Hi, go ahead, Elena.
Thank you, Chuck, for seeing my hand up, but, so just to clarify, at 3 o'clock, you're gonna approve the resolution as is that was uploaded on the website?
No.
Oh,
At
okay.
2:00, we're going to adopt the budget. That is, we've already went through the resolution, first reading. We realized the error. We're gonna make sure that the levy sheet is on next week's for the second reading. And right now, we can adopt the budget and then it'll be finalized next week for the second reading of the resolution.
So there's nothing formal. You're just agreeing that this is what the first reading. And next week, you're going to formally approve it, right? So in essence, this really hasn't been adopted, the budget.
Well, according to our county attorney, we are adopting the budget and we're just doing the first reading today and the second reading, but the budget's being adopted today. And the resolution is the final say that the budget was adopted on September 6th. Is what we're saying.
So you're
Right.
formally adopting that.
We are
Resolution
formally
today.
adopting the budget at 3:00.
Okay,
Okay,
and all those people are gonna sign it who aren't here to sign it. So that is gonna be next week then, right?
that's not, I think, you're not seeing the big picture here, Elena. The first.
No,
resolution, I'm not gonna argue with you. The first.
I'm not arguing with you, but I know what I'm seeing.
Well, I know what I'm saying too.
Right, and this is a formal resolution. And it said either you're gonna adopt it and sign it or you're not.
Okay, the resolution does not get signed until next week.
So
The
then
re-
ask, and how are you approving it?
My comment, please, Elena.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I still don't understand how you're gonna improve it.
We're gonna approve the budget, not the resolution.
All right, well, the budget happens to be on this resolution because it says approving the budget.
We're adopting the budget and it'll be approved by the second reading of the resolution, which is Tuesday. It's being adopted today. The resolution, according to the county attorney, is a formality. And we've adopted it today. We will adopt it at 3:00. Would you like me to get Blaine down here to explain it to you again, Elena?
No, but it would be interesting to see what code he's getting this information from. Because I don't see. There's other codes cited from the Montana codes, but I don't see. Where was the one that it's,
7-6-4036.
okay, 6-4036, okay. See, on the whereas, on this resolution, it says the wording, whereas Montana law requires the board to set and adopt a formal budget for each fiscal year, and the said board desires to approve and adopt Granite County fiscal year 2022 attached budget. So it says approve and adopt. It says it in this resolution. That's what's confusing. Yes, I know Exhibit A's got to be attached, but it
And
still
Exhibit
says
A
that.
is the levies, setting the levies. That's all.
Okay, then forget about the levies. Leave that out. It says approve and adopt. Approve and adopt.
That's what we're doing.
So you're approving it and adopting it as of today.
And we've had the first reading for the resolution as of today, letting the people be aware that they can make comments on it. And next week, it'll be the second reading and it will have been adopted.
That's right. So next week they
According
can't
to the
make
county
comment.
attorney. There's no sense arguing about it, Elena, or debating.
I
it.
know that. I know it, but
what we're doing, so,
For the record, this is my reply for the record. Okay,
okay. This
Thank
is
you.
my reply for the record.
thank you.
Thank you. Would you?
You want Blaine to come down?
Yeah. I want to hear. So Blaine, the budget attached as Exhibit A, that wouldn't be your levies, right?
Yeah, that's
Is
what
that
it was.
considered a
Yeah,
budget?
that's what it was.
Okay. So your opinion is that we can have a first reading as a resolution. We can adopt the budget today, and then we can have the second reading on Tuesday.
Yes. Next Tuesday, yeah.
Okay, so according, Elaine is adamant that you can't do that. So Elaine, if you want to go ahead and explain your reasoning to Blaine, please, as our attorney, why you don't feel we're doing it right.
I am not making a statement that you're not doing it right. I'm questioning. You are going to approve the resolution as written without any, Blaine, I think you said something about subjected. The wording subjected to the levies that are forthcoming. I'm looking at the resolution that is going to be approved and adopted, just like it says on page 1, where it says, whereas the board held a properly noticed and properly conducted public budget hearing, which ended on September 6th, regarding the said budget. And that, above that, it says Exhibit A, let's leave that out. It says desires to approve and adopt the Granite County fiscal year budget. And so either it's going to be approved today or it's not. Not a stipulation on what the levies are going to be or the second reading, because it's done. It's a done deal if this thing is signed the way it is. And that's all this is how I'm looking at it.
Maybe
The way
this-
it's written, it's a done deal.
Maybe this maybe I should have put steps differently on the agenda. Maybe that's the confusion. I don't know.
The resolution won't be passed until next week was the thought. But the budget itself needs approval today to meet the deadlines. The resolution being signed is more just to have a written verification of the budget. And so next year, what I encourage them to do is probably have the first reading of the resolution on the first budget hearing, and then approve the budget and sign the resolution for a second reading on the same day. But it wasn't done that way this year. And I don't see a problem with approving the budget today, just by motion. And then the resolution will have a first reading and then approve the resolution next week. That way we'll meet the requirements for the state will be happy with them.
Okay, also, we visited with the Department of Revenue, and because set levies, they have to be signed. We can do that on Tuesday. We're a couple days late, but we have to get all of the town of Drummond's in. And this has to be, the levies have to be set and signed. So we can do that on Tuesday. The Department of Revenue said there was no problem with that. It's just mainly, they want to make sure they kind of set a precedence where we want it within the first, we don't want it a month after we have issued you guys the certifications.
So I think still doing the motion subject to proving it subject to that receiving the mill levies, the levied amounts for the town of Drummond and Phillipsburg.
What confuses me on this is budget attached. These are the levies. This isn't the budget. How could you attach stack of budgets that high to a resolution?
I think the thought always was that it's in the office there,
Yeah.
that it's on file in the office.
Should
not
we
that it's actually-
need to say on file?
Yeah,
Can
I
we
could do that, yeah.
stipulate that? Can we
Yeah.
change that and
Yeah.
say on file? And then we don't have any discrepancy on anyone saying where's exhibit A?
Sounds good,
Okay,
all right.
I think that in itself would, because the budget entails 150
Yeah,
funds
yeah,
attached to it.
thought wasn't being filed,
Okay,
that's correct.
okay. All right, okay. So. Okay,
I'll
so,
bring that, I can bring it down. then change it.
okay,
I'll go with that.
so in a perfect world, what it should be is first reading of the resolution is in the first week, or is in the first part of the hearings, and the second reading of the resolution is when you adopt the budget.
So how come?
That's
We
your,
don't go back and see what we did last year. With all of
well, I don't, last year it was kind of goofy too. It's, but we're okay, we're doing it, it's okay, it's getting done. There isn't anything illegal about how we're doing this, it's just a little bit goofy. So Chuck, what, discussing with Blaine on the resolution, we are going to, in the second paragraph, remove attached as Exhibit A and put that it is on file in the clerk and recorder's office. And that should clear up the confusion of why there isn't 150 pages attached to one resolution. Does that sound okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. So we've got 10 minutes until the next agenda item for budget adoption. If there's any public comment out there, we still are open for public comment on our budgets. So it's a couple minutes before 3. I just want to mention that this concludes the hearings. And we will pass the budget resolution adopting the final budget. Okay, with the first reading of the resolution 2022-10. So we'll need a motion.
You want
Chuck,
the
I'm
motion
thinking-
now?
well, Chuck, I'm just thinking the motion should be read like the first reading of resolution 2022-10 to adopt Granite County's fiscal year budget.
You want the
And
motion? You want the motion now?
yeah, I think we're close enough, don't you? Or should we wait till 3? We got 3 minutes.
Up to
Oh, no,
you.
according to the computer, there's 5. We better wait 5 minutes. But I'm trying to word this where we've got the first reading of resolution 2022-10 to adopt the budget. At 3 o'clock is the budget adoption on the signing of the resolution for on what, the next September 13th? Is that how it should be read, where it would be the budget would be adopted on the second reading? And we're late anyway for the levies, so might as well be late. Do you think, Chuck? What do you think?
I don't think we have to mention the resolution, do we? We can just talk about it, approving above.
Well, like
bu-
on our budget calendar, it said final budget adopted by resolution. So we have had our first reading of the resolution. And then Tuesday we'll have our second reading of the
Yeah.
resolution.
Right.
So do you want budget adoption as of today or on the conclusion of the signature for the second reading
I-
on September 13th?
I think
that
we
make-
do it today. Today. Approve the budget today. I think that's what Blaine was saying.
Okay,
Wasn't there something you were gonna, like, when you do your budget adoption resolution, you're going to condition it to what were the 2 things? The.
that's the levies. That's passing the levies.
You said make it,
See, the levy comes after the budget.
okay, but I thought Blaine said, go ahead and do your budget adoption with those conditions,
Yep.
so that's gotta be.
So we're going to adopt the budget.
Subject to receiving the budgets from Drummond and
Well,
So-
they're not the budgets, they're their mills for their levy that goes
their mills.
levies. We'll set the levy on Tuesday. When we get the town of Drummond and the town of Phillipsburg's certification budget. Okay, got that?
I think so.
Okay, the motion is the first reading of the resolution. The budget is to be adopted And with the conditions that mill levies will be set Tuesday with the town of Phillipsburg and the town of Drummond, and Drummond Lighting levies being turned in so that they can set the levies. And then the second reading of the resolution will be signed and I guess budget finalized. How do you make that? How about this? I make a motion, Chuck, that we adopt the budget for fiscal year 22-23.
That sounds good, and I will second that.
Okay, is there any public comment? All in favor?
Aye,
Aye. We're adjourned. Thanks, Chuck.
yeah, well, thank you. Did a good job.
See you Tuesday.